Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Alright, so we're live, we're going. Alright, so we have Hundo Runners on the left side, we have Friends of Neliste on the right side. Our player ones on top are both going to be starting in the present. Our player twos on the bottom are both going to be starting in the past. And we have a 2v2 co-op going here.
Mm-hmm.
And quite the start already. It looks like we have Ice Orb for our player twos and Chaos Blades for the spell. And didn't quite see what we got for our player ones. Oh, Vera, every time you tap out.
Oh, yeah, no, something else happened even. There we go, put that one back, and that one back.
Looks like we have a Nether Orb for our player ones and Aura Serpent for our player one spell.
There we go, I fixed it. I forgot to put on music, man. It's a thing.
Ah, yes, the music. No, understandable. Okay. Looks like we have Randomizer for our player ones also. Oh man, that's gonna be fun.
Oh, that's fun.
So, yeah, the enemy randomizer is turned on for our player ones. Player two also. Oh, everybody's got enemy randomizer. All right, get ready.
By
for
the
chaos.
way, both. Oh, did you already see that I got both wheel and water mask for player one?
Wow, what a start! Yeah, player two has both player one's wheel and water mask in the refugee camp. So that's a lot of early progression. We'll see what that opens the door to. As of right now, they're still sort of stuck in the present, so not a whole lot of options in terms of where and how they progress. You can kind of see them sort of mirroring each other here, ducking into the beginning of the Zarian Caves in order to check the skeleton, and then
for
grabbing the
Umbra
warp
Plus.
and heading back out.
Umbra Plus, pretty good.
Nice. Umbra Plus is a nice find. Yeah. All of our players, especially because of the enemy randomizer, are going to be on the lookout for some good damage early on, and especially our past player is going to want some extra defense because of the extra damage that these enemies do, and how difficult it is to avoid them. So, yeah, any kind of damage is going to be great. In the meantime, they're doing their best to avoid some of these enemies, deal what damage they can with the tools they have available, which isn't much, unfortunately. But we'll see how well that works. Enemy randomizer is so chaotic. So what are you hoping to see here while our runners get started and are kind of pacing each other?
Well, you should know by now what I hope to see.
You hope to see suffering.
I hope to see single jump light wall. And a very needed red regret.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, I wish suffering upon our racers, and I can do so now that I'm out of the race.
Yeah, that makes it easier, for
Yeah.
sure. Nobody can get their revenge on you anymore.
Exactly. Oh, wow, a
seeing early
spindle
for player one also.
So that means that they can go to the other time period already.
Potentially. That is still a flag, I think, whether or not the Timespinner is enabled. I know it's a flag from the other side. I don't remember if it's a flag from the present to the past, but I know it's a flag from the past to the present. Like, that doesn't always work.
Yeah, okay. So if the flag is up, then they can, from the refugee camp, they can go to the... Yes.
I think the player one's is going to be the opposite, right? They're going to want to take the Timespinner to the refugee camp. So they're looking for ways to get into the past. This might be their past access. From present it always works. Oh, from present it always works. Okay, great.
There we go.
And it looks like for the trackers, we have the outside trackers for our player ones and the inside trackers for our player twos.
Yes, that's correct.
Like it originally.
What's going on?
It just visually it looks like the outside trackers are for the bottom players and the inside trackers are for the top players because of how they're.
Oh, because they're misaligned a little bit. Well, then you won't see things for just a second.
Okay.
That one
I
is
trust
fine.
you to fix this.
That one needs to be.
But yeah, there's still not a whole lot of divergence yet. We do see a map check from Ducky, although I didn't quite catch any of the information that I'm sure she was looking for.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. It's fine. Everything's great.
All fine.
We are seeing a modern warp beacon for our player twos, though, so that is also a nice find. Yeah, our player ones pretty much even with each other, although Batty Mass Index having a little bit more problem with the sewers than Waffle. Um, and that modern warp beacon, I'm not sure exactly where it's going to warp to, but that is our present access for our player twos. Although they have a lot more access to everything generally. If you're worried about getting BK'd, if you're worried about running out of checks and getting stalled while waiting for progression from your partner, that's usually a bigger problem for our player ones rather than our player twos. But player twos also mostly keeping pace with each other in the ramparts now. Ducky maybe 10, 15 seconds behind Tomberry James here, while Batty Mass Index the opposite, maybe 10, 15 seconds behind Waffle Soup. Although without any additional progression, both of our player ones are going to get stalled in the library here. They're going to be looking for some way out. Yeah, without the D card, they can't actually head over to that time spinner on the right side, unfortunately.
Oh no.
It's alright. I trust you. You can do this.
I can do this. Then Batty and then Ducky. There we go. And now I need to get your restream back. There we go. I've got it.
Alright, cool.
But something's wrong with Tomberry's side.
Something is wrong with everything. Only a little bit, though. Got a Frozen Spires for player 2. That's always nice to see. Nice big spell. I think their ice is either neutral or plus. So this is potentially something that they can use to get through these hordes of enemies. On the left side, we have the player 2 finding their own elevator keycard, which not sure how useful that's going to be in the near future, but once they get into the present, that definitely has a couple of checks that's going to be getting. So a useful piece of progression at some point. But in the meantime, it looks like our player ones mostly BK'd at this point, although there are a few checks they can go back and get depending on whether or not they got them on the first time through. And we're seeing both Batty Mass and Waffle Soup go for those earlier checks. Time Spinner Wheel acting as pseudo vertical, letting you freeze enemies and then jump on top of them. And we have our farming loop for Waffle Soup over on the upper right. In the meantime, our player 2's going through the castle basement, trying to find something to get the player 1's out of BK, but we'll see. Oh, there it is! The security keycard D, exactly what the player 1's were looking for. Tomberry James now a little bit behind Ducky, kind of getting bullied by these little mages. All of the flying enemies. How rough. But that security keycard D going to be coming in for Batty Mass Index any moment now.
There we go. Perfect.
And the gates are dropped once again. The player 1's are free and can go make checks. And given the wheel and spindle, they have their past access too, since they're going to be able to make it up to that time spinner with that D card opening up access to the past.
Uh-oh, something is wrong again with one of the streams.
Did you pause it, or is it just an internet issue?
No, I did not pause it, but it's an internet issue on Batty's side in this case.
Well, that's what he gets for being European.
Hey.
Yeah, the enemy rando is such a struggle to get through. It's always such a mess. Like you have your muscle memory around avoiding certain enemies, and enemy rando just completely messes that up. Oh, the modern warp beacon is actually in the Siren's Cave, so that elevator keycard is huge. That actually is required for our player 2's in order to have their present access. Ducky has now decided to bail on some of the other past checks and gone into the present, looking through the elevator towers, trying to find some checks here. Tomberry James, meanwhile, heading towards the left side of the present, it would seem from here. going towards Lake Serene. Batty Mass and Waffle Soup in pretty much the same place, going up through the elevator towers, heading towards that Timespinner. And once they get in the pass, we might see some divergence there. But otherwise, pretty much keeping pace with each other for now. So I'm waiting to see where the divergence in progression is going to come, right? We have Tonberry, James, and Ducky doing very different things right now. So if one of them finds something, then that is going to be potentially a really big difference in terms of the progress in the race. Waffle Soup leading Batty Mass by, again, maybe 15 or 20 seconds. Very, very close still so far. But we'll see what decisions they make once they get into the past and what direction they decide to go from there. Waffle heading towards the castle, taking advantage of that early water mask and checking Waterfall, which is a great idea. Always check Waterfall, because if you don't check Waterfall, it'll have progression.
Oof, yes, that is very much true.
We're seeing a V card for the player ones out of Waterfall. We'll see if Batty Mass ends up going in that direction. Not really a big difference until they get their tablets. And otherwise, progression is still pretty even here.
For some reason,
found an Eternal Crown. That's really nice.
That is really nice. Celestial Sash!
Oh, that's a huge find.
Well, that means that player one won't have a single jump light wall seed.
Yeah, it's true. I'm sorry. I'm
Waffle
I'm
already has double
loss,
jump.
Sarah.
Yeah, that's okay. Waffle already has double jump, and Batty already has Celestial Sash.
Okay, so some form of uppies for both players. That's good.
But I still hope. I still hold hope for player two, of course.
Waffle now turning around, so gonna get that Celestial Sash right now.
There we go. Yep.
And heading back to cover that ground that and following in Batty Mass's footsteps. So Waffle, having gotten a few more checks in the present, heading to the right, found that V card, found that double jump, and now following behind Batty Mass to pick up the same checks that he's picked up.
Yeah, double jump is a great movement item.
Tonberry now in the elevator towers, so following in Ducky's footsteps in the present. And likely to pick up those same checks. Although, Batty Mass does have the security keycard C, or sorry, Tonberry has the security keycard C that Ducky hasn't picked up. So I think that must have been found somewhere in like the upper banishment caves or something. I'm going to scroll through the list. You talk for a bit.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm also trying to keep up with Batty's stream, just deciding to freeze every now and then. There's that succubus hairpin for player one. That is neat. Now they both have the same movement. Very helpful.
It was on the left side, on the way to Serene. I guess Ducky never went in that direction before heading to the present.
I see.
But yeah, that does open up a few more checks in the present. So we'll see if those have anything relevant. Tonberry James now in fact checking one of the most prevalent of those, the Varndegraaff fight. So this should be a possible point of divergence. But Ducky has picked up double jump.
Oh, they
found
did.
the succubus hairpin in the library. So that opens up a lot more in the past. In fact, we can see Ducky now heading towards Alana's towers.
You know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
My hopes and dreams have been destroyed.
Yes, no hopes, no dreams. This is what you get for wishing terrible things on people.
Oh.
But yeah, so our player one's now in mostly the same place, in the drained Lake Serene. So open to going to the Maw Caves at some point soon. And this is some pretty linear routing at this point. Most people do Serene in kind of the same way every time. So looping around. They do have fire, so we're going to see them burning the vines.
And they do have gas
fire?
mask.
They do have fire. Yeah.
Yes.
They have that pyro ring.
Yes, they do.
Yep, and they have the gas mask. Wow, so much progression for the player 1s. The player 2 tracker looks so sparse.
It sure does. Oh, there we go again.
Nothing particularly good behind Varney, unfortunately.
Here we have a boots at. Did you see it?
Boots at boots?
What's a boots?
Boots at Azure Queen.
Oh, Azure Queen. Yeah, a bird.
Yeah.
There goes Batty. Oh, stream caught up.
That's gonna keep happening, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I could not tell you why, because as you can see, the other 3 streams are perfectly fine.
Yeah. Ducky making really good use of that frozen spires that she picked up early on. It's a pretty strong spell for what they have right now. Unfortunately, their equipment is not very good. So frozen spires doing some good damage and really clearing out some of these more annoying enemy randomizer enemies that she keeps running into. Whoa, player 2 has Plasma Geyser behind their C. Okay, that's potentially relevant. I didn't see whether or not the drawbridge was up. Drawbridge probably wasn't up. So Pink gives them a few more checks, but doesn't really necessarily gate them from anything particularly important. I guess we'll see once we get to that point, though.
Sure will. Let's take a look. Oh, I thought Betty was gonna hint, but I guess not.
Nope, not yet. Still pretty divergent for our player 2s, while our player 1s are mostly following in each other's footsteps. Waffle Soup has a few more checks than Batty Mass, but that hasn't really turned into any real advantage yet. While Ducky is in Ilana's towers and has been for some time, while Tonberry James is still playing in the present.
There we go, Tonberry James finally getting that double jump and being a bit mad about it.
Taking a close look at that Kobo portal, I think thinking about his options and deciding against taking the Ifrit fight here.
I mean, you don't know what's behind there, so yeah, they don't really have that great a gear yet, so probably better to do it later. Oh no, they're going for it actually.
All right, yeah,
saved up and
first. I love this. This is such a cool play. I hope it works out.
Let's hope that there's something important behind it.
Mm-hmm. Ducky taking out one of the dad likes at her Ilana location. Varney at Ifrit. Oh god,
that's harsh.
That's really hard.
Varney hits hard.
Yeah, this is a boss that shows up fairly early on in the game in vanilla, but responds very well to scaling with the boss randomizer. So these attacks are somewhat difficult to avoid and hit really, really hard when the damage is scaled up by being at a later game boss location. This is actually one of the scarier boss fights to see at something like an Ifrit or Ravenlord or Nightmare Spot.
I mean, in this case, because they only have double jump, I wouldn't want to see Ravenlord here either.
It's true. Ravenlord definitely an annoying boss fight. Tonberry James playing it very clean though, doing a pretty good job of this fight.
Making sure to
heal.
There are
definitely patterns that once you're familiar with them, you can take advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
And Tonberry James doing pretty well for himself. Although it's going to be a struggle no matter what. This is a long fight.
It sure will be. So yeah, like I said, we hope it will pay off for them.
We have our player 1s finding some fire for player 2s, so they can now make their own fire checks at some point in the near future.
Very nice.
Whoa! Elevator keycard! Okay, so the elevator keycard for player 1 is in the Ifrit fight. Is in the post-Ifrit chest.
That actually can be... That actually is huge.
Yeah, that has a lot of potential to really be a major gator.
Ooh.
We do have on Waffle Soup's side, finally going into the castle on the right side. I guess having gone through the Azure Queen spot, having finished up with the Maw Caves, now heading into the castle in order to fight the Golden Idol spot and the Alana location. No lasers showing up for any of our runners yet. But we
Yeah,
also don't
especially
have,
yet.
right? We don't have a military hanger check, so not yet sure whether or not killing the bosses is going to be enough.
We got a tablet for player 2.
Nice, nice.
Over on Friends
Yeah,
of
we're going to be seeing a whole lot of new checks coming out of Waffle Soup now, since this is territory that nobody has covered yet. And we'll see where Body Mass Index heads after this. Wouldn't surprise me to see him going in kind of the same location. There's, a lot of orange on that map tracker on the right side of the map. So he'll probably be following along in the same way.
Get those check density places right.
Chat saying that we did have a laser check from Tonberry James. So I guess we have... It's probable for the player 2s that they don't have Prison Break on, that killing the bosses is enough to open up their laser gates.
I see.
But, we won't know for sure for a bit.
We know later.
Yeah. We'll be just as surprised as they are when it turns out 40 minutes into the seed that both of the players are on laser gates.
Yeah, that's a classic by now.
Right?
Most
players,
of the enemies.
Checking their hint totals, we had a mysterious warp beacon hint out of our player 1, but no item found. So no mysterious warp beacons, no Enter Sandman for our player 1s. Which means that they're going to have to break time in order to make it to the pyramid.
We got... we already seen it. Yeah, okay. The gear at the the bridge.
So now we have 4 Timespinner pieces found, and again, pretty even on progression here, right? Like our players are relatively keeping pace. The only real difference so far is that C card for Tonberry James, which led to the elevator key card for Batty Mass Index. So that's the only real place where there's not parity. Ducky having a heck of a Sandman fight. Is this Cantorin? Oh, Azure Queen. Okay. That means that the pink checks. Oh yeah. With the drawbridge up, the pink checks for our player 1s is going to be a big deal too. So we should see those fairly soon on Waffle Soup's side. No, Waffle Soup doesn't have pink. Both of the Hundo Runners have pink, but only only Ducky on the Friends of Neliste side has access to that room right now. Because Waffle Soup doesn't have that plasma geyser. Doesn't have that plasma geyser that was behind the C checks. Yep. Oh, that security keycard C is actually turning into a big deal here.
Sure is.
So it'll be a bit before we get to see what's behind the player 1 pink door. Although once Batty Mass Index gets up there, I'm sure it's going to be a banger.
Well, we'll see. But first, basement loop.
Yeah. Basement loop first. Yeah, Batty Mass, I get like the more that they kind of follow in each other's footsteps, Batty Mass gets like a little bit further and a little bit further behind Waffle. Just really showing off how strong Waffle Soup's cave is right now, how good her execution is, right? Compared to the obviously very skilled 100% runner Batty Mass Index. So it's very cool to see both of these players doing as well as they're doing.
I mean, don't forget. Sorry, lost my train of thought. I'm doing very great today. Yes.
Tonberry James now into his Sandman at Azure Queen fight, trailing behind Ducky a little bit, but not by a whole lot. Ducky now exploring the upper parts of, is this Desolation? No, this is still the present. This is or past. This is still Serene, I think.
For a water mask.
Always a nice find. That's pretty important for the player twos.
Yeah, for sure. Tom Barry James does not have that.
Oh no,
yet.
this is Desolation. Okay, yeah. So Ducky is in the present, checking out, yeah, getting her fire checks. Yep. So that's a bit further along, and I'm expecting Tom Brady to go to the same place almost immediately after. Like that is exactly how I would expect that to go.
I mean, looking at it, seems like they will.
Yep. We got Waffle Soup heading into her Ilana fight now. Seeing boots at Ilana. That's fun. Tom Brady James going after their fire checks.
Boots not being
Still
weak
not
to
a lot of
anything.
hinting, right? Like I kind of would have expected maybe the player ones to be hinting for some of their remaining Timespinner pieces sooner or later. But I guess I don't know if they both know this at this point, but we do know that on the Hundo Runners side, Batty Mass knows that there's no direct pyramid access. He knows he's gonna have to break time. So he's got to make sure that he gets all of the pieces necessary to do that.
There we go. Tom Barry James also picking up that water mask that Ducky picked up earlier.
Ducky's still cruising through the present, checking out all of her desolation checks.
There we go. We got a hint, but I didn't see it.
Mysterious warp beacon hint from player 2. I think also finding nothing. So player 2 also, no mysterious warp beacon, no enter Sandman. All of our players are going to have to go through the lab and break time in order to get to the ancient pyramid for their goal condition.
And Waffle Soup just found Ducky's third gear. Gear 3, sorry.
All right, nice. We've got a Time Worn beacon for player 1, so a additional past access. But at this point, they have access to everything in the past anyway, so not a huge find for them. Oh, we have lab access lasers for player 1. Okay, so we have a Genza hint. We now know that lab access Genza is in player 2's Varian caves. Oh, what a struggle.
We already knew that because Tom Barry James has picked it up.
Tom Barry James has been in the Zarian caves?
I mean, if I'm looking at the tracker correctly, yep. I see the Genza laser completed with by Batty. Right?
Which lab accesses are those? I think the No, we have the hint. We have the hint for it. It's not completed.
Hmm.
We have the hint for it on both sides. Yeah. Tom Brady James has not been into the Zarian caves yet. I'm still not sure. Like I'm not used to playing with the lab access laser, so I don't know which icon is which. I think the lab code is research as opposed to Genza.
Okay.
Which would be the one downstairs that leads towards the A caves, towards the spider hell room.
Okay, that's why I was confused.
Right. We do have an A key card though, so could potentially head into the Zarian caves sooner rather than later. Where was that A key card? Looks like player 2's security key card A is in the Sirens caves, actually. So something that they've had access to almost from the beginning. It looks like Ducky is now going into that same space, into the Sirens caves. So she'll find the same thing fairly soon. But yeah, something that they've had access to from relatively early on, since they had, or for as long as they've had their water mask. I guess their water mask was a relatively recent find. Wow. Okay. So yeah, James has managed to turn this. Is now ahead of Ducky, which is I think for the first time this seed. Moving pretty quickly through those Zarian caves and heading towards the all important Genza laser for Batty Mass.
There we go. Waffle hinted. I believe Waffle just hinted the elevator key cards.
Oh, okay, so we know about that Ifrit check. So we'll probably see Ducky heading that direction fairly soon as well.
Ooh, and the tablet for player one is in the lab.
Yep. Yeah, Ducky finding or Waffle rather finding her own tablet now, which is a nice find considering she is currently in the lab. Yeah, Waffle Suit making this lab play, I think, is very smart. Since this is with knowing that she doesn't have that mysterious warp beacon, she's gonna have to come here at some point anyway. So definitely smart to come here sooner rather than later. Make sure that you get those checks while you can, and there was there was the saying that lab is money. Lab was always money because lab anyway. So
I mean,
nice to
as
see
you,
a return to form.
as you can see, there was a tablet in there. So, yeah, it gives
Yeah.
quite some items in the lab and also in the library.
So now we have Ducky in that Ifrit fight. Um, Definitely seems like she's struggling a bit more than James was, but she does have some extra levels under her belt. So we'll see some more damage out of her, and this fight should end pretty quickly. And then after this, we'll probably see her going into the Zarian Caves, exactly where Tonberry James is right now, in order to find that lab access Genza that Waffle Soup is going to need in order to break time on her side. Yeah, Batty now making that same choice, heading towards the lab, going through the military hangar. Although doesn't have that keycard C. So there are a few checks that Batty Mass wasn't able to make on the way in. All right, and now we have elevator keycard parity. All of our players can use elevators.
Ah, perfect.
Finally, the ultimate uppies, elevator access.
Yeah, you think that's the ultimate uppies? I thought Celestial Sash was the ultimate uppies.
Celestial Sash is pretty good, but it's nothing like riding in style.
Ah, okay, that's fair. I wouldn't even argue.
So Ducky now into the Zarian Caves, which I think Tonberry James has just finished up fighting an Emperor Nuvius at Zarian. And now heading over to Lake Serene. Is this a Cantorin check? This is probably underwater. Now that they have that water mask, it looks like Tonberry James is heading towards the mall location, since he's going to need to kill another boss. He's going to kill whoever's at the mall spot in order to make it into his own lab.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
But Patty Mass now into the lab, while Waffle Soup is in her Siren's caves. Looks like upper Zarian, upper banishment, sealed caves, upper sealed caves. What are location names?
I don't know. I do not know what location names are. It is, yeah, that area in that time zone.
So this definitely feels like on the player 2 side, James has a bit of an advantage here. Ducky trailing behind in the Zarian cave now. Meanwhile, on the player 1 side, Waffle has been to way more places than Batty Mass. But Batty Mass has a little bit of progression advantage because of the way that James, the player 2, has been going through their world. Although at this point, that's kind of evened out, right? Like, Waffle now has key cards that Batty Mass doesn't.
Yeah, actually, Hundo Runners are missing keycard, both some keycards here. Let's take a look. Can I see which it is?
Looks like the B card for Tonberry James.
Exactly.
Oh, no, wait. The inners. No. Yeah, the inner trackers are the lower players, right?
Yes, correct. So
Yeah. So
keycard
the
B
B
was
card
correct.
for Tom Brady James, which is going to be relevant when he wants to get into the lab, and the A and C card for Batty Mass.
Yes, and well, the A card, of course, Waffle Soup doesn't have either, so we do not know yet where that is.
So we have the final Timespinner pieces hinted now. Player 1's Timespinner Gear 2 is in the Emperor's Tower.
Well, there it
bottom
is.
chest. And
Batty just got it.
just found it. And Timespinner Gear 3 is in Player 1's Zarian Caves. So going to need that A card in order to make any progress there.
Ooh.
And I don't think we have a hint yet for Player 1's security keycard A.
Well, I think they're about to. There we go. Library V Terminal 2 of I Can't Read Who.
That is Player 1's library. So now that, Player 1 has the tablet in the lab, so that's the rest of their progression. I think that's actually go mode, or at least no mode. They know where all their things are. So Batty Mass heading back to the library probably pretty soon.
No, because Batty did not pick up the tablet in the lab.
Oh, where was the tablet?
Exactly.
Oh, that's such a big deal.
That is huge.
In Genza's secret stash. Okay, so in behind the broken walls on the right side of the ball.
Yep.
Was Batty not able to make it into there? Was that something to do with lab access? Did he just not go into the lab yet?
Well, there's Lightwall. Bit late to the game.
Yeah, Lightwall
but it's
is
plus.
Something.
But it's plus, so it's damage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I do not remember.
Mm-hmm. And now we have Waffle Soup making that same hint, hinting for security keycard A. So Waffle Soup also knows exactly what she needs and where it is, but she already has that tablet. So she can immediately go get that keycard.
Go get
and
that.
Then head into her Zarian Caves. Oh, that's such a huge advantage. Waffle Soup already pretty ahead of Batty Mouse, just in terms of the number of she's made. But getting started on this chain is such a big deal. Like now, every single second that Batty Mass doesn't have his tablet is a second that Waffle Soup is closer to victory than Batty Mass.
I mean, Waffle is in go mode, am I right?
Yeah, Waffle Soup knows where everything that she needs is.
Exactly.
So she's gonna pick up got that security keycard A, now heading into the Zarian Caves, and then once she has the gear out of the Zarian Caves, she is clear to go back to the lab, break time, and beat her game.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh god, that's such a big deal. Okay, cool. Wow. So that's really, really good for the Friends of Neliste. We're gonna have to find some really important progression for Tonberry James quickly if Hundo Runners wants to make up this ever widening gap now.
Ooh, Batty doing the gyre.
I guess he decided that he doesn't want to go get the rest of the stuff in the lab, or is he just not? Does he just not see that he can get some of the stuff in the lab? That might be it. He might just not see that he can get it because of unfamiliar with lab access lasers or something.
Could be unknown. But yeah, it's painful to watch.
Yeah, right. It just sucks.
I'll get an Empire Crown.
All right, so I've been almost entirely focused on the player one. How are our player twos doing? We've got Tonberry James now clearing the maw. Ducky heading in that direction. So Tonberry James actually ahead of Ducky in terms of the necessary sort of event points for clearing their seed. Because we know that they need to kill all of their bosses in order to get into their lab. And we know they're going to need to get into their lab in order to clear the game.
Exactly.
And we got some hints for all of those remaining pieces for our player twos now. We know player two's Timespinner Wheel is in player one's, oh my god, post Ravenlord chest. And Timespinner Gear 1 actually in the Gyre. So for all that Batty Mass isn't making progress on his own victory,
it sure
this is going to be necessary for Tonberry James to goal. So now 2 more pieces for Tonberry James.
But
That
will
wheel and
it be
gear
hinted?
2. The wheel has been hinted. I don't think gear 2 has been hinted. Yeah, the wheel has been hinted on both sides. Neither player has hinted gear 2.
Oh, baddie back in the lab.
Okay,
Let's see
so
if
this is
he
potentially
will,
good. Oh no, he's heading for the Ravenlord fight. He's heading for the Ravenlord
Oh
fight.
no!
He's getting James's pieces. He's getting James's pieces and doesn't realize his tablet is right there.
It's right there. In the meantime, Waffle Soup broke time. It's
Heading into the pyramid. Yeah, this is just the gap between Batty and Waffle Soup is now so big. That's going to be very rough for Batty to come back from. Although, if this play for Tonberry James's pieces pays off, then that might be the advantage they need, right? If there ends up being a similar delay on Ducky's side compared to Batty Mass's side, that could even things out, since it's just the average of the victory conditions. It's not who gets there first.
True, but honestly, with Batty needing to get his own pieces still, I doubt if Tonberry the accumulative time of the Hundo Runners will be lower than the friend of Nelise.
Yeah, we will see. It's definitely going to be a struggle for them. That like they're coming from behind at this point. It's not impossible, but it's going to be hard. We do have that final hint for the piece that Tonberry James is missing, though. That Timespinner Gear 2 we now see is in player 2's military fortress, which means that Tonberry James is in essentially go mode right now. He's not willing to skip checks because Batty Mass still needs his tablet. But once Batty Mass's tablet is found, that is full go mode for our Hundo Runners. Meanwhile, our friends of Neliste are still looking for the Gear 2 for Ducky. So they can't necessarily skip checks yet. That's the Maw fight for Tonberry James, and we should see an immediate warp out. Yep, there it is. Now heading towards the military hangar? Where's he headed? Oh, checking his pink room, I think. Oh, he hasn't fought Ilana yet.
He has not.
Oh, Ducky fought Ilana forever ago. Okay, Ducky has access to the military hangar sooner. Maybe sooner than Tonberry James does. Where is Ducky headed now? Actually, this doesn't seem like it's any of the things that she needs to do. Although she is 3 Timespinner pieces short, as opposed to James, who knows where the piece that he's missing.
That is true.
Okay, now I see why Tonberry James looked like he was so far ahead. He hadn't been to the. Okay. I'm no longer so sure that James is that far ahead of Ducky. Another one of those things where like the divergence kind of plays havoc with your sense of who's actually in.
Sure does.
We have our exclamation marks for Waffle with a official race time GG time of 43:05. So congratulations to Waffle Soup. 1 exclamation mark in chat, please.
Now we just need.
We'll see how long it takes for somebody else to catch up.
Now we just need them to go to the gyre, right?
Yeah. So while we were caught up in all of this, Batty Mass did in fact find his tablet. So now he's in his own Zarian caves. Zarian caves? Why does this look like Maw caves?
I don't know where he is.
Well, that's Greenwater. This is Zarian caves.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, and just straight beelining for the end of the Zarian caves where his knows his missing item is. Great. I love that for him. All right, but that looks like about a 5 to 6 minute deficit on Batty Mass's side compared to Waffle Soup's time. So that's the amount of time that Tomberry James now is going to need to make up against Ducky.
Which is
We're gonna
quite a
have to
lot of
have,
time.
yeah, that is a huge buffer. Tomberry James making checks along the way. This is interesting. I would have expected Tomberry James to kind of beeline as well, right? At this point, I think he knows that he doesn't need anything for Batty Mass, and he should know that he has everything that he needs on his own without going for any of these side checks. Ducky into the military hangar ahead of Tomberry James. But Ducky also missing 2 Timespinner pieces still. And I think the Timespinner piece she's missing is the one in Waffle's Gyre.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a bit before Waffle decides to make that decision if we don't see a hint.
We will probably see in pretty soon if they have not.
Yeah, that would seem likely. That would check out.
I don't think
in the meantime,
Ducky
she
has
definitely
made.
needs to be checking stuff.
Mm-hmm. Don't think Ducky made that many hints just yet.
That is true. She is 6 checks short of being able to hint that final piece.
Ooh.
So we'll see her getting those checks on the way. There's definitely some density in the lab. Shouldn't be a problem for her to be able to get those hint points. Wow, player 2 is still on just double jump. Oh, that's maybe a problem, depending on whether or not their regret is flooded.
There we go.
Well,
Ducky
there
picking
is
up
Timespinner Gear 2
Exactly.
for Ducky. Are we seeing the hint? I think not quite enough yet. Still not quite enough. Another couple of checks. And Tomberry James, now finally having cleared his past bosses, can start heading towards the lab. So at this point, we should see him getting exactly the Timespinner gear and very few or even no other detours.
Well, let's hope that.
But he does still need vertical of some kind. Well, not need, but it would help, you know?
It sure would.
In the meantime, Ducky doing double jump time stop lab, vanilla lab as God and Bodhi intended.
Oh, by the way, they do need some kind of other movement tech if the regret is not flooded, correct?
Yeah, so they aren't quite go mode because it's not yet sure whether or not they're going to need that vertical. But it's 66% chance to need that vertical based on the odds of regret being flooded.
Missing the B card. Oh no.
Wow, okay, that is a piece of progression I hadn't realized we were missing. That's a huge deal.
Me
Poor
neither.
James. Where is the security keycard B? The other team must have found it forever ago because I don't remember it popping up recently.
I do not remember.
Oh, it was even hinted. It's in the Siren Caves in Player 1's world. So Batty Mass needs to head into his upper sealed caves. Now that Batty Mass has his clear, let's get some exclamation marks in chat.
Yeah, so that's
an official racetime.gg time of 48:46. So 5 minutes and 40 seconds behind Waffle.
Yeah. That's a rough difference right there.
That is a rough difference. And given that Ducky now has all 5 of her pieces, looks like we've gotten that hint, and Waffle Soup has found that piece.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see time fairly soon for Ducky. Although Ducky does have to go through the entirety of the lab, And then we have to find out whether or not they need vertical. So we still don't know the answer to that question.
If they do need that vertical, that honestly, it would warm my heart. That would be a very welcome surprise here.
The pyramid and then still need vertical. That would be just an incredible blockade.
And then let that vertical be in the gyre.
Yeah. And just a struggle now for Tomberry James, trying to find his own security keycard B. Not enough points to hint for it yet. So close.
Should have now. Hinting. Ooh, one
nope,
hint short.
One more point. Needs one more point. That's all right. With the power of time stop, they can get it. Oh, that's so good.
That's beautiful. There we go. Now we have enough points. Let's hint it again.
All right. So now Batty Mass is going to know exactly what he needs to do in order to find that B card for Tomberry James, and heading in that right direction. So Tomberry James, hopefully not too far behind Ducky here, but neither of them still have vertical. Oh my God! Light wall in the lab. All right, that's it.
That's it.
Mode for Ducky.
That is. Dang.
Yeah. So Ducky having gone through more of the past than James, right? So that was an advantage that I had missed. But Ducky having cleared the castle way before James did. So having access to the lab earlier on, having picked up that security keycard B earlier on, having had the... And all of this turning into just a big advantage for both of the players on Friends of Neliste side. Maw versus Cantorin. What you gonna choose, Ducky? Yeah, all right. That was always
what a surprise.
Yeah, lower health Maw versus higher health Cantorin. I think Ducky has made the correct decision.
I mean, Maw is just whack that bitch, and don't really worry about anything else.
Tomberry James now making way through the lab.
There we go. Breaking time.
So, depending on how comfortable he is with his time stops here, we might see Tomberry James make up a little bit of time. Ducky the lab a little slow, I think. But it's not going to be enough to get ahead of Ducky, given how much of a time advantage she has, right? And even that is not... And, you know, even if James was winning right now, that would still be not enough of a time advantage to overcome the advantage that Waffle has on Batty Mass.
Which is painful, not gonna lie.
Yeah, at this point, this is Friend of Neliste's game to lose, right? Ducky has the ability now to to do the funniest thing and throw this race by losing at boss fight. But outside of that, I think it's going to be difficult for the Hundo Runners to catch up. I'm going to say difficult is the word I'm going to use.
That sure is a choice of words. I would say, knowing Ducky, it is near impossible to actually make
Ducky's
up.
just an incredible runner, very, very skilled.
Ooh, right here, Tomberry James not picking up the,
Did he skip the light wall?
He skipped the light wall. He sure did.
No!
I did not see. Was Regret flooded?
Oh, Regret was not flooded. Ducky did a textbook light wall skip.
Oh, that's gonna be a harsh reality.
Yeah, so Ducky into her Sandman James fight now. We have Boots at Sandman. And Tonberry fighting the Maw now, so about to break time and head into the Ancient Pyramid. Batty Mass still cruising, so hoping to find the other vertical.
Yes, let's hope that Batty finds Celestial Sash.
Right? Just like a last second Celestial Sash would be incredible.
It sure would be. Well, it's a gas mask.
That's something.
Sure is something.
And we're into the golden idol fight now for Ducky in the nightmare position. Ducky now on her final boss fight, looking at a very soon victory. Yeah, a little bit of an advantage knowing like where Waffle Soup was while Ducky was going through the right. Like Batty Mass was working on his goal while James was going through the lab. Meanwhile, Ducky knows that Waffle Soup has that advantage and can spend a little bit of time on the extra checks. So maybe that goes into Ducky checking those extra chests in the lab and finding that light wall. And now Tomberry James forced to take checks in the ancient pyramid. Oh, exclamation mark for Ducky.
Exclamation marks indeed. Doubles, because they both finished.
Yep, double exclamation marks. Ducky finishing with an official racetime.gg time of 55:18. Cementing that victory for Friends of Neliste.
Oh no,
Tomberry
there
James
we go.
Now, check and regret. Are we going to see Vanilla Sash? What if Vanilla Sash, though?
It would be hella funny. Hey, there you got Plasma Plus.
Hey,
That's
look,
something.
Progression. Progression and regret.
Oh my.
Oh god, that's
It's
that's
raining cats and dogs.
But yeah, and this is now just a desperate hunt for a vertical that we know Tomberry has passed up. We know
No
that Tomberry has just
sash.
walked past his own light wall.
No sash.
So yeah, nothing. And is that it? Are we seeing a forfeit? Yep, at that point that is a forfeit from Tomberry James. GG's to the Hundo Runners. That's gonna be it. So let's drag everybody in. Let's start some interviews.
Let's do it.
Oh.
Hi, welcome on in, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
GG's.
GG's.
GG.
Where was vertical? Because I was.
Oh,
You skipped it.
James, I have
just
some
skipped it.
unfortunate news for you.
Oh,
Did I fade my own vertical?
yes.
So light wall was in the lab behind the secret wall next to Genza's.
Whose world?
Yours. You walk past.
Like I said, that I fade it, and yeah, I ended up fading my own light wall. Dang it!
Yeah.
Did you ever find gas mask? Because I did all of that out of logic.
I did it out of logic too.
Okay.
But,
I just found the gas mask in Xarian Caves, I think.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Yeah, I skipped most of the checks in Siren's Cave, so I think maybe.
I did regret and hit forfeit.
Yeah, you did regret and regretted it.
Yeah, sure did regrets.
So I will say, I think this is a great race for you folks to come back and watch the VOD of, because it was really back and forth. And actually, early on, Tomberry James, you ended up finding a security keycard C for Batty Mass. And that was a thing that the other team, the Friends of Neliste, missed for a while. So there was a progression disparity there. I kind of thought you guys were ahead for a bit.
But-
You mean D card? I think it was security card D.
It was either C card or elevator key card. I think it was
Elevator
C
key card would have been relevant. Yeah, that really mattered. Okay.
The elevator
right,
key
it
card
matters.
was behind Ifrid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I faded once, and then I ended up we ended up hinting for it, and so I went back for that. I also had a really weird thing in the beginning, in that my twin pyramid keys didn't light up on my tracker, so I didn't know that I was on unchained keys until I got to a warp room. I'm like, wait, I can warp. What the hell?
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little. It was an interesting seed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of running around. Honestly, like you had to go a lot of different places, all of the seeds, in order to make it come together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Man, I usually take notes on the routing, so I have good interview questions, and this was just so frantic. I was lost in the sauce the whole time.
Like, it's hard to follow 4 people. Absolutely.
It really is.
So,
It really is difficult to follow 4 people.
Especially if it's such an open seed. The
Yeah.
moment
Yes.
we went to the past, I think it was open to all sides.
yeah, absolutely.
As soon...
Yeah, I think you ended up routing pretty much the same direction, though. I know for the player ones, both of you went fully left side and then went over to the castle.
We found Sash on the left too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
Sure did.
it felt very good to do it that way.
I've been double jumping the whole seed.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, basically
I had to use
everyone
light wall
has...
exactly one time, which was for the skip.
I mean, that's what you
I
get
was
when
playing
light
like
wall
I
isn't
was in
allowed.
go mode, but I forgot I needed vertical still.
That's basically what I was doing, but I'm like, okay, I don't, just in case, like, I was banking on it being flooded, but I'm like, just in case, I'm gonna do checks on the way, just, you know, to make sure.
Yeah, that
There you
ended
go,
up being really
Tomberry,
important for you.
your light wall.
Let's not talk about that.
Light wall was inaccessible. Regret was flooded. That's what we're gonna go with.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep.
It was flooded with our tears, right?
Good one.
Well, congratulations to Friends of Neliste. You are going to be moving forward in this tournament. I think you're going to be playing against Godspeed You, Pink Emperor, which
Yup.
is Wef Jebster and SEZ.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
That's going to be
Reach
a
out.
very cool match.
That
Reach out
sure
to them
is.
right away. See if we can schedule a match ASAP, or if we have to delay a while.
Ooh.
Hundo Runners, you are unfortunately out of the tournament, but you put on a heck of a show. So this was a really great match, and I'm glad that you were participating, and I got to follow along.
Same here.
Yeah, same here.
Do you runners have
and,
any last words?
Wishlist time spinner 2.
I knew it.
Maybe it's out before the tournament ends, and that
Who
will
knows?
be a fun thing.
That's right.
Oh gosh, that was not that long a tournament.
Yeah, it'll be out before the tournament ends, and then the finals race is actually just going to be a blind race.
A blind race type spinner too. Ooh.
Yes.
As I say every time, thank you to everyone who helps out and puts these matches on, restreams, comms, everything like that. It's a lot of work, so thank you, Jim, Era, and everyone else just helped out.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Anytime.
The wizard moments as well.
New game? Nobody said anything about a new game. Love that movie.
Oh my.
Get the warp whistle. How'd you know the warp whistle was there?
Sometimes you just know, all right? It's
Yeah.
it's like Neo reading the code in the Matrix.
Yep.
For my part, thank you, Vera, for going through the effort of doing the restream. I know this stuff is a pain, and very much appreciate you handling all of that stuff so I could just watch great time spinner matches and yell my full.
Yeah, it took up all my brain power, as you had noticed during commentating. But that's all fine. I had you to talk through everything.
One
so that
thing I
was
can do
amazing.
is just keep talking.
Yeah, we know, which is great.
But yeah, Wishlist Time Spinner 2, drop a follow to all of our check out their Twitch streams.
Mhm.
And support your local friendly time spinner community.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That is, I believe, all there is to say. So I wish everyone a good time zone, and can't wait for the next race.
And wait to see what happens.
Mm-mm.
Me neither.
Yes.
Thanks and have a good one.
Goodbye.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.